Hello, Governor. It is I, the P on Ready PG, wang, and we are more official than a ref with a whistle. Okay, you can post like mailbox, and you can follow me on Instagram at P Diddy Boppa, PDIDDYBOPPAH, and I'll be black if that's all white with you. And unfortunately, we do not have my broski again, Cap Drosky. However, comma pause for effect, we do have our very, very special guest. She is super, super funny and super, super important, so everybody give us a round of applause for the guest, Sam Gordon. And what is your Instagram, Miss Gordon?
You can find me at What Sam Just Said on all social media.
No underscore.
No underscore, baby. Just mash it together.
just what Sam said, just right there.
Exactly.
Do you tweet?
I do tweet. I'm pretty active on the old Twitter.
You?
It's all What Sam Just Said.
You said everything.
Everything. It's all me. I think that's been my handle for everything since AM back in the day.
I used to have a Twitter, and my names kept getting reported. This is before, and that's on Twitter, so I think I was doing pretty good.
Kept getting reported.
One of them was I said I was a porn star, and my name was Clint Beastwood.
Oh, that's pretty good though.
And they were like, "Yeah, no." And I was like, "Cool."
That? It's a family name.
It is. It's a family name.
You know the Beastwoods of Portsmouth? Yeah, the Beastwoods.
Then there was I had a gif of The Rock doing this, and it was the cock slanging Johnson.
Okay.
And that one.
Well, that one might be a little bit more specific.
I just want to let them know why I'm here.
I'm here to swing cocks.
That is, I'm dropping it off.
That's why I came, and that's how I come.
And that's how I go. Just left, right, and center, the people's elbow.
Man.
But how did you get your start in entertainment, man?
I've always done something in entertainment. I started doing theater really young. I got into like theater clubs when I was like 5, 6, and then I started doing community theater in high school. I was part of this like traveling musical theater troupe.
Is that here in Georgia?
No, this is in Antioch, Illinois, near Chicago. It's like 45 minutes north of Chicago.
You said Antioch?
Antioch.
Gotcha.
So I was doing tons of communal theater, playing a lot of like witches and evil queens and like musicals. And then I started interning at a radio station when I was about 14 because I just was real ambitious. I got really into local music. I had a bunch of friends growing up who played in bands and had like older siblings that were in really cool bands in our town. So we went to a lot of like punk and hardcore shows.
When you were like a teenager?
When I was a teenager. And then I found this local radio station that played only local music and thought it was sick and just decided I needed to work there. I'm like, this is what my career is going to be. I'll be a music journalist. I love this. Like,
That's
I just decided. And so then I sent them an email asking for an internship. They were like, you're 14. How would that work? Then I said, no, you don't understand. I mean it. And then the guy at the station, Jesse Mendoza, thought it was just cool that I cared that much. So he like brought it to the station, met head, and was like, can we make an exception for this kid? And my parents had to sign like a waiver and drop me off every week. But
that is dope.
Yeah, so I started interning there when I was about 14, and then eventually when I was about 16, 17, they made me a full-time host on the show, and then I did that until I was about like 20, and was in college in Chicago and just didn't have the time to go back and forth for the burp. So
you said you were like a VJ?
Yeah, I was like I was a radio DJ, and then they had a blog where they did like music reviews and interviewed bands, and I did that. So I was trying to like write music and was working on that for a while. Eventually got burnt out, and then stumbled into comedy in my 20s. I didn't really start doing stand-up till I was about 23, 24.
What were you doing, like sketch or?
Yeah, I did some. So like I was in Chicago for college.
Is that big in Chicago?
Oh yeah, because we've got the Second City, we've got IO, Improv Olympic. That's like we have SNL auditions every year.
Okay, I've never left Georgia for comedy.
Oh, okay.
So
no, Chicago's huge. Chicago's like a sketch city. It's sketch and improv first, but it's really the stand-up's really come up a lot in the last decade. So yeah, I took classes at Second City, and I actually worked at IO for a while. I ran a couple shows there eventually. So it was always just kind of around, and I was always a big comedy fan as a kid. Like I always knew I liked being funny. I knew I liked funny things, but stand-up just seemed so distant and like unobtainable. It was just like you never see stand-up comedians struggling and coming up when you're a kid.
Oh yeah, you don't.
You only see success. You're like, how do people do that? I don't understand. And it wasn't until I went on a date with a guy from OkCupid who took me to an open mic. And then I realized, like, oh, this is how people do it. And then he performed, and I was like, oh, well, if he can do it.
Somebody said that's like a backhanded compliment when somebody says that. Like, if somebody ever see you do stand-up and they're like, yeah,
I can do this. Yeah, no, it's insulting. It means that you're not good at it. It means that you are failing so easily at it that they're like, I can succeed.
Right, I felt like that my first time at the Skull. I was hella nervous. I saw like 3 people bomb, and I was like, oh, I got this.
You're like, at least I'm not fucking weird.
Right, I'm not talking about
No, it's true. It's true. In open mic comedy, it's the same as like open mic music and poetry. It draws people who really want to be heard, and they deserve to be heard, but I don't really get what they're saying.
Right. Sometimes I hate those people at karaoke who are just really good at singing. I'm like, you're good at singing. Yeah. Why are you hitting all these
This is supposed to be fun, and you pick something with range.
Right. Now, so when I get up there and do the humpy dance, everybody's just going to stare at me from the...
No, I look like an asshole for singing Billy Joel.
Like, I'm the douchebag here.
Yeah, exactly.
But what was one of the first places you actually performed stand-up comedy at? Was this in Chicago as well?
Yeah, this is all Chicago. The first place that I ever got up, there was a theater in Lincoln Park. I really cannot remember the name of it. I remember the name of the host. It was Sydney Davis, Jr., very talented comedian writer. Look her up.
Davis.
Her brother's also an amazing playwright. They've made a bunch of films. They're great. But she was hosting it. And it was like in this theater, and the stage had been set for a play they were doing. So the stage was dressed to look like a living room. I have a picture of it actually. It's like just me doing my very first set ever in a living room set. And there were probably like 12 people there, but I felt like it was like the biggest deal in the whole world. It was so amazing.
Because it was.
It was awesome, and I got to do that, and then I got to go up at 2 other mics that night because it was Chicago and there's a lot to do. So it was awesome.
How did it go?
I think it went well, but honestly, I think I was on such a high that I was like, oh, I'm amazing. It just didn't matter. I remember like what my first joke was about, but I don't really remember if it was like that good at the time.
Right.
I mean, it was good enough that I kept trying. Like, it was good enough that I didn't like go put my head in a hole. So.
Right. You didn't just get off stage and get straight into the car.
Right. Just cry. Yeah. Right. Which I do now a lot more.
I do that a whole lot.
But I think it's at that point I was just so elated to be trying that like the idea of failure wasn't even on my mind because I was like winning so hard just by being there.
He's like, he's like, no, I don't know about you guys, but I'm here.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I said fucking stand up tonight. So.
Oh, I just realized forgot to do shows and events we have coming up.
Oh yeah.
Well, what's this? September.
September.
You have any shows? And oh, by the way, folks, This is Sam Gordon. By the way, Da Vinci's showrunner. By the way, Amaza. For the longest, I said amazing. I didn't say it out loud, but like in my mind, I was like, amazing pizza. Yeah,
amazing.
I'm like, it's amazing. So I'm like, it's amazing.
That's cute.
And then I think my fiance was the first. Gosh, she made me feel so stupid. I was like, she's like, where'd you show? I said, amazing. She was like, who? I said, amazing. And she was like, show it to me. And I like had it on my phone, and she was like, babe, have you said this to anyone? I said, yeah, you. She was like, it's Amaza. And I was like, I speak 4 languages. Like, I think I know how to say this. And then I didn't say the name until I got there. Like, I was just listening for someone to say it. And they were like, yeah, it's Amaza. And I was like, fuck. I'm so stupid.
Amazed.
But what days and times are those shows?
So we've got the Da Vinci's open mic at Da Vinci's Pizza in Midtown. That's every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. List comes out at 7:45.
But isn't there the...
we do have the Mic Maps app. Right now I have been doing early signups because people have not been using it correctly. Like, no one knows how to figure out this app. And I've been like, y'all... So I'm trying to like figure out a better way to get it to look, because right now it seems like people are very confused about it. But in theory, there's early signups on the Mic Maps app. Definitely keep an eye on it. I would like to do it again. A matzah happened.
A matzah. I'm still saying it wrong.
I say it like a matzah cracker, like a matzo ball soup. That's how I think of it. Is it right? I don't know, but I like saying it that way.
English hard.
English be hard. But a matzah happens every Monday at 8 o'clock. That's a booked show. We do offer a couple bucket spots on it when there's comics there. and it's always free. And then I also run Don't Tell Comedy, which is a pop-up show that we do in 40 different cities across the country. I run the Atlanta chapter here. So a couple times a month we have those. To find out about those shows, you really just have to follow me or Don't Tell Comedy on social media.
Don't follow her in person.
Yeah, don't follow me in person. But those shows, you only know the neighborhood and the date and time. You don't know exactly where they are, exactly who's on until you buy tickets. So it's kind of a fun little mystery. And they're always BYOB, which is really nice. But we do have one coming up Friday the 13th. Here in September, and October 4th, we have another one coming up. Those are our most immediate ones. And I think that's it for now. I've got a couple new things in the mix I'm excited about, but no announcements.
So we'll cross that bridge when we get
No
there.
announcements, yeah.
What's today? I don't know. 10th, I think, yes. I have show Monday, September 16th at the Hole in the Wall, 10 p.m. Tyler Chronicles will be shooting his comedy special. I have my first show at 10 Buck Comedy. Friday, September 20th. I don't know a time. I'll figure that out.
I think it's 9 o'clock.
I'm gonna put 9. I'm gonna put 8:30 for
Yeah,
me.
8:30 is a good time for you.
The 21st, the Basement Comedy Show at the Relapse Theater at 8 p.m. The 24th, I'll be at the Laughing Skull Lounge again at 8 p.m. And then the 28th, I'll be at Atlanta Brewing Company for some other show. Bang, bang, bang. Yes. Oh, random story. I just found out my fiance and we were supposed to be getting married this Friday. I had no idea until yesterday morning.
Oh.
She's super impulsive, so she called me, was like, hey, what are you doing Friday morning? And I was like, I work. And then she was like, can you get off? And I was like, yeah, why? She was like, I want to go to the courthouse. And I said, okay, to go to the courthouse. Why do I need to get off work for that? She was like, no, I want you to come with me. I said, I don't want to go to the courthouse. She was like, why? I said, who the fuck wants to go to the court? Like, who? Yeah, let's go to the courthouse. And she was like, no, we can get our license. I was like, what license? She was like, your marriage license. I was like, is this your way of asking me if we should go to the courthouse on Friday to get our marriage license? She was like, yeah. I was like, why?
She really reverse engineered that
The
one.
whole thing.
Yeah.
I was like, you could have just opened with this.
It.
She's not the best speaker.
That's funny.
But she was like, nah, Friday's gonna be a good day. And I was like, why? She said, it's Friday the 13th. I'm like, is that the only reason? She was like, well, pretty much,
yes, absolutely.
I was like, I'm marrying a psychopath. And this is only gonna get worse from here. But those are your shows and events. Do you, let me ask you this, what is your definition of a bomb?
I feel like for me, it's if I show up and I'm mean to the audience.
If you're mean?
Yeah, because like we've all done that. Where like you're having a not great set maybe, and you're feeling a little vulnerable, a little defensive, and you make a joke. You make a joke and no one laughs at it, and then you say something stupid like, "Oh, you guys don't like blah, blah, blah," whatever my joke was just about. Like that dumb bullshit people do.
I know.
Like, I guess we got a bunch of Christians in the audience. Like,
right.
Which I guess I've never said that, but. Yeah, we're like, instead of just eating the dick that you have put in your own mouth by saying those things, you like kind of like lash out a little bit or start like pooping on the room a little bit. Like, I just don't like that. Like, for me, a bomb is when I don't show up and like do my job.
Right.
Which my job is just to tell jokes and be funny. And if like, sometimes the jokes aren't going to go the way I want, and then I have to go, okay, heard, redirect, this show is for you guys. You know what I mean? So to me, like when I like lash out and I don't try to like recover from my failure, and that's when I'm like, you bombed.
How do you lash out?
Because you just like, you get like kind of like, I don't know, for me, I find myself just kind of go like, oh, fuck it. Like they don't like me. I'm just like, I give up halfway through the set.
Yeah.
And I'm just like kind of a brat. Like
it's kind of like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, like you guys don't like me. I'm tired of trying to make you like me. And then I just like don't even try anymore. Like I go down without a fight.
Well, I see, that's a good way.
To me, that's a bomb. Because like you're going to fail. Like sometimes jokes just aren't going to land.
Yeah.
Your job is to recover and pivot. And so for me, if I don't pivot, that's a bomb.
I like that answer too, because you said like you give up on your set, or like you just kind of give up on it kind of halfway through. So you like you said, like I'm never the type of person to like lash out or even say like, oh well, fuck you guys. I'm not even that type, bro. It's so much worse for me. It's like I just cripple on the inside and just break, and I'm just like, You guys aren't enjoying this.
Yeah, for me, I feel like I go, oh, so you guys don't like me? Yeah, I'll go fuck myself.
Yeah,
like, that's like the lashing out is me just like addressing it and being like, oh, you guys hated that. And it's like, no, we all know they hated that. Just shut the fuck up.
We all know
we all were here. You know what I mean? So just like shut up and keep telling jokes. So for me, yeah, it's a failure when I like acknowledge the shit I just stepped in. Like,
I forget who it was on the show. I think it was B Tuck, this other comedian. You guys should look B Tuck up. He was like, he said, let's say at any point in your set, you lose the crowd. He was like, that's a bomb. Well, he was like, to me, he was like, let's say I get 10 minutes, right? First 3 minutes, I'm just knocking, and then I say one thing, it's just like, boom. And then even if I get them back, even higher than that first 3 minutes, I still would consider that a bomb. He said, because I lost everybody's attention when I had it.
Yeah.
I said, I can see that.
Yeah, I feel like if you do that, you're going to feel real bad about yourself all the time.
That's exactly how I feel.
And I also think people engage differently. For some people, like, they engage in something they think is funny by, like, laughing audibly. And then, but some things are like, haha funny, and some things are, funny. And so it's like, you might not hear the laugh, but if you look at the faces, you can tell they're still like, that's okay if they're not making noise.
I like that.
If they're looking at their phones or like looking at the menu, then you're like, yeah, you fucked up, dude. Yeah, but yeah, you gotta like, I think that's been a hard thing for me to appreciate, because I definitely had that like all or nothing thought where it's like the laughs have to be up here and huge, otherwise I suck. If they're not laughing hard, I fucked up. But now that I don't know, I've like stepped back and like gone to more shows and been around comedy longer and interacted with more fans. Because I can't tell you how many times I've had a host set at like Don't Tell and been like, wow, I fucking suck. Like I blew it. That was so stupid. They didn't even laugh at me. And then afterwards I had like 4 people be like, oh my God, I loved this. I loved that. And it's like, oh, they just were interacting with it differently than my one expectation I had, which was unreasonable.
What's happened to me recently? God, I like would go somewhere and not do like, you've heard about getting pulled over a bit. When I don't do that,
I'll still feel like I did pretty good. I remember one time, oh man, I didn't like bomb, but I didn't say it the right way, like the jokes leading up to it at all. Like, and I could not catch how I'm supposed to say it.
Yeah.
And
oh man, I get off stage, like everybody was laughing and clapping shit the whole time. I didn't even talk to anybody. I was just
like you're mortified. You're like, dude, that's like my signature bit, and I blew it.
I said everything wrong.
I can't tell you how many times I've done that with jokes where like I spend like 2 minutes going through my build and my premise, and then I drop like a tag. I can't tell you how many times I've got off stage and like, wow, I can't believe that pockets bit didn't work. That always works. And then I listen to the tape and go, oh, it's because you didn't say the punchline, you idiot.
You didn't even finish the joke.
You didn't even finish telling the joke. No wonder they were confused. Like,
you hear people, what? And you're just like, so anyway, blah, blah, blah.
I know. I've done that so many times.
That happened to me twice, and every time that happened, I've had people, it happened at the Skull twice, and like most recently, and people came up to me, they was like, yo, man, what's your Instagram? I want to follow you. And I was like, don't.
No.
And people were like, what do you mean? I said, don't follow me because of what you just saw.
If you like this, we can't do it. I can't.
I was like, just follow the Skull. Just,
I'm not ready. Don't follow me yet. I'm not ready.
Don't do it. Yeah. But what was your most memorable bomb? Like the one right when you say your prayers at night before you go to bed, it's just like, that one.
Oh, God. Okay, so I was, the one that's standing out right now, I was about 2 years into stand-up. I was doing a show in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and as soon as I got on stage, I look out into the audience, and my mom and my dad were sitting in the audience. They lived about 40 minutes from Milwaukee, and they decided to drive up and surprise me, which is a very nice thing to do. However, at this point in time, the majority of my set was me talking about being bisexual and not coming out to my parents ever. Like, that was literally like all I was talking about at that point. And talking about like the girl I was dating, like that was like what I had planned for the evening, you know? And like I had just been at that show, I didn't want to do my other set, I really wanted to do material, like show this booker. So I literally had this like moment where like in my head it was just like, and just me looking at my dad, not wanting to tell him I'm gay, and looking at this booker and wanting to show him I wrote a new set, and I was just like, and I didn't know what to do, and I ended up kind of doing some of the gay stuff, and then being like,
right, you just eased
and then I just
it.
turned it into dating stuff, and like made it all straight, and it wasn't funny, and then I just did the stuff that I was supposed to do, and I was dropping tags, and I was just so flustered, because I just wasn't prepared for them. They hadn't come to a show before.
Right, and they decide.
And in their eyes, they did this really nice thing to surprise me, but for me, it was like a horrible, horrible ambush, and I was so, and I blew it. I did a terrible job. I didn't look good in front of the booker or my parents. And I'm pretty sure that was when my dad figured I was gay. Like, it was a mess.
It was everything just
It was a mess. It wasn't good. Very sweet.
It's Murphy's Law.
I also have a joke about my dad finding out he's adopted that I hadn't told in front of him yet. So that was another one where I was like, well, I don't want to make fun of him being adopted if I haven't ran it by him yet. I was still workshopping
Right,
it, you
because
know?
as you're telling the joke, you're not going to be staring at him, but you're going to be looking at him as you're telling the joke, like, please laugh.
And I'm like,
please
this is
laugh.
my dad. Yeah, it was awkward. So yeah, that was just like in the head bomb. You know what I mean? I feel like any other bomb that's like an environmental bomb.
Right.
Like I one time, again, like the gay thing. I did a show at the Atlanta Comedy Theater. Mm-hmm. So it's be some taping for something.
I was gonna say Atlanta Comedy Theater, they're kind of weird about gay material.
Oh yeah, well I found that out because they had us taping for some, I don't know, some cable thing someone was making, and they had a couple of different showcases they were filming for this TV show.
I think I remember.
They set up an LGBT one that was at like 10 o'clock, but what they'd done is they had filmed like 4 other shows before that and like kept the same audience to let people just stay all night. Mm-hmm. So the time we performed at 10:30 with all the gay comics, there was just a room full of drunk people who'd been watching comedy for like 4.5 hours. And then we got up there and people were literally walking out and booing and like throwing shit at comics on stage. And I just remember going up there and doing my set to just a room full of people leaving. So that was a pretty vicious bomb. Because in my head, I was like, no, I'll get up there and I'll say something. I'll get them. I'll get a couple of them. I'll get it. And they were like, no, we hate you.
Not today.
Not today. So that was bad. I wonder what happened to that footage. It never aired, I can tell you that.
Yeah, that probably made it past the pilot episode 1.
I'm pretty sure they burned that hard drive. So that was pretty bad, yeah.
Oh man, I was gonna ask how you recover from that, but you just keep going.
Yeah, you just talk through it. Mm-hmm. It's like doing comedy at like an outdoor festival during the day. You're like, no one wants this, but maybe if I yell loud enough, I'll get it.
Maybe if I'm loud enough. And I was gonna ask you that because there's a difference between getting booed and bombing. I was gonna ask you, have you been booed? And I think those people are just ready to go.
I think they just really were mad that they had to stay there and listen to me tell pussy jokes. They're not interested in that.
I just reminded me of something too. My mom has never been to a show, been doing stand-up 3 years, and people ask me, like, oh, well, does your mom live far away? I was like, no.
No.
She's pretty close.
Just haven't invited her to.
No, I invite her. She just doesn't come. And they're like, why? I'm like, my mom told me straight up, she was like, you're not funny.
Aww.
And I didn't say, oh. I was like, yes, I am. She was like, you're not, but it's okay. I was like, I'm so funny. And she was like, you're funny to white people. That's what my mom. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, you couldn't make me laugh if a gun was to your head right now. She was like, do it. And I literally just kind of froze. She was like, exactly.
That's terrible.
She said, and the black people that do laugh, they're laughing at you. She said, because you're goofy. She's like, you're always that little goofy kid that if you get pulled over, you would talk to the police.
But that's what comedy is, man.
I like,
this goofy little kid.
I don't even get mad. And I was like, but she's right.
That's what being funny is.
All my other brothers have tattoos, sleeves.
Yeah.
They're all like big.
Tough guys, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I'm the only one that never went to jail, so pick your winner, bro. I was like, yeah, you might could beat 3 niggas up, but you can't pass a background check, so I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, but I know one lady in HR that could take you down.
Ooh, that's right, Catherine. Give her a call.
Catherine could get you.
But no, my mom was just like, and she says in the circle of life, there are just a whole bunch of different shapes. And she was like, you're just a square.
Ooh,
she was like, there's nothing wrong with being a square.
That's interesting.
Right, and I was
what
like,
does that mean though?
That I'm lame. Like literally I'm a square. That's like I'm corny, you know? She was like, it's okay though. And I remember I posted a video of mine or something like that, and like all these people started tagging my mom, and I didn't know why. And I was like, why do I keep doing this? And then I watched the video, and it was of me talking shit about my mom.
Oh no!
It was like me calling my mom. I didn't say she was an alcoholic. I was like, but I've never seen my mom sober, and I've never seen her throw up. I've known her my whole life, bro. She's a champ. And then she was like, I saw your little video. And she called me up one more. I was like, what video? She was like, you calling me a professional drinker? I was like, well, you are. You're a champ, Mom.
Yeah.
And then she was like, beat your motherfucking ass next time you come over to the house.
That's so funny.
If you could call your comedy a cocktail, what would it be?
Oh boy, that's a tough question.
A purple Alaskan thunderfuck.
It's red wine and Diet Coke.
Diet cabinet.
Yeah, Diet Cabinet, that's the one.
On the rocks, sugar rim.
Yeah, it's a, it's not the classiest drink, but even when people don't think it's for them, they're like, you know what, I do like this. And white ladies, love it.
I was about to say, I've had a lot of things like that in my life. I was like, I didn't ask for this, but this is all right.
I was gonna like it.
But I'm not gonna tell people I drink this, but I'm enjoying it.
I do definitely drink a lot of red wine and Diet Coke in my house. I'm not gonna lie.
Another question: what is one of the best/worst parts about running your own shows?
I would say the best is feeling like I'm doing something. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm growing as a comedian. I'm learning new skills as a producer and a booker. I'm providing opportunities for people. Like I feel accomplished. Like when they're going well and it's a good show. The worst is definitely it's made me like really paranoid about whether or not people actually like me. Both in the sense of like are people just talking to me because they're hoping I'm going to give them what I have. / are people not coming to this because they don't like me? It's definitely like it's given me like a level of social currency and clout, but it's also made me like very, very paranoid. And it's like a lot of work. It's very isolating, and it's hard to trust people to help you with a thing that you invest a lot of your time in. So I do it all by myself right now. There's not anybody that consistently helps me with my stuff.
Hey,
Is that your cat, or is that a person knocking?
I think that's a person knocking on me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the thing that I hate my fiance for the most. Ordering packages from Amazon after she said she's done ordering things. Oh yeah. I don't know what this is. We should find out. Looks important. Enough to interrupt my very important interview I had with Samuel. Razors.
It's just more of that other one.
These are razors for me.
Aww.
It's because she wants me to shave my head. It's not because she cares. She's tired of looking at it. I know her so well.
What a nudge. What a gentle nudge.
Right, but I do say I'm very appreciative of people who do comedy shows, man. Because like if it wasn't people like yourself to have a room for people to go and do comedy, what the fuck would we be doing? I would just be annoying all the people around me. Who's like, oh, so let me tell you about this.
For real.
It does suck though. It seems like hard to find new friends, if you will.
Yeah, it is. It's just a weird thing. Well, and comedy is weird for that too, because it's a very social thing. You spend a lot of time with these people, but you don't necessarily really get to know each other. So, it's crazy. And then like stuff happens where it's like, what? So-and-so had heart failure. Like, what? I didn't even know they were sick. Or like, what do you mean they got 6 kids? I didn't know they were even married. Like, what?
Right.
You learn stuff about people out of nowhere. They're like, holy shit, you're a cop. Like,
you're a cop?
There was a guy in my class that I teach that like halfway through he's like, yeah, I'm a police officer. And I was like, what? But yeah, you learn stuff about, you don't really learn about each other as much as you think, so you don't really connect the same way.
A lot of comedians think they didn't know that Piere was my real name.
They thought it was all staged.
Yeah, they thought it was like,
the whole thing was made up.
I think it was Miguel Ansario. He was like, so what's your real name? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like it's not Piere. I was like, no, it is.
No.
He was like, that's Cargo. I said, no.
Well, obviously not.
Obviously. Like, it's Piere. And he was like, holy shit, I thought you were like, I don't know, you look like a I was like, say it. He was like a Leon. I was like, that's a lot.
A Leon.
A lot more Afrocentric than I thought. I thought you were gonna say like, DeMarcus or John Tavius, LaDasha, something crazy.
That's so funny.
But like, it does seem hard to like try to make new friends or whatever, because like I don't know how people address you or come up and talk to you, but it seems like they're like, oh hey, I'm a comedian, such and such and such, and you're just like, yeah, that's cool, and then it's a matter of time before they ask, so how do I get on the show?
Well, even like I'll get messages from people I think are like my buds, and like they'll message me, and the first thing the message will be like, hey, you had such a great set last night, it was so good to see you. And I'm like, oh hell yeah, they're reaching out. And then they're like, do you have any spots? And I'm just like, you know I know you, I'm gonna book you when I have it. We don't gotta do that. Just talk to me, I promise.
I promise, I have fun things to say.
I'm just like, I'm cool, but I also am not, because I'm busy all the time.
Right, I'm super busy.
Yeah, I'm just not a fun friend right now, because I don't know. It's funny because I can't really tell if I've like built up this thing where like I don't really hang out with anyone. I'm just like doing my work. And I don't know if like I'm doing that because it was nice to stay busy and not have to try and deal with the social shit. And I was like, instead of trying to make friends, I'm just gonna be really busy. Or like, am I just doing that because no one wants to hang out with me? I guess I'll do this. But I don't know. It's such a weird.
I will say this. I hung out with. I keep calling them muggles or non-comedian folk.
Muggles. I call them civilians.
That's accurate. Went to a party. That's where I got really drunk with these civilians. Man, their stories suck. Like,
aren't regular people so boring?
They're boring as fuck. Like, I'm literally just sitting there, and they're just like, "So, man, I went to the store the other day." I'm like, "Okay."
Every time I'm dating someone that's not a comedian, they've got a lot of non-comedian friends, and like he's really funny. He's great. He's super funny, and some of his friends are cool. You know, he's got some fun friends, but there's just like a bunch of different clusters of people. Specifically, it's like couples that we hang out with. And I swear to God, every time we get together with these couples, it'll be like 6 couples. And it's like all the boys go here, all the girls gotta go over here. Yeah. And then I just sit there and have these girls want to talk to me about their boyfriends. And I'm like, dude, I came here to fucking hang out. Like, I don't want to talk to you about your boyfriend. I have no interest in your relationship. Like, what about you? What do you like?
What do you do?
What are you watching on TV? Come on. Like,
well, we like watching, I said,
oh my God, yes. It's always wee.
I'm like, oh, you speak French now.
Yeah.
What?
And I think that's definitely a thing, because how old are you?
30.
Okay, so I'm about to turn 30, and I feel like it is like, I'm just entering the phase where like most of my friends and peers are in their first like long relationship, or they're just with the person now that they're going to be married to, or just got married.
Right.
And it's just
well, we do this, we do that.
I know, I'm so tired of couple shit. I don't like couple shit.
I'll just get there and I'm like, you should break up.
Yeah. Okay, well that's another. I always joke about how I haven't been a bridesmaid, and I realize it's because like the last like 4 girlfriends I had that like talked to me about their partners, my advice was just like, you should dump them. Like,
yeah, you should just
like literally anytime a girl tells me her boyfriend's giving her shit, or I go, leave them, and it's not worth it. We're not even 30 yet. It's not worth it. And then
it's just gonna be a lot more of this.
And then they've all married those guys, and I'm like, ooh, I'm not coming to the wedding, I guess.
Right. Like, am I?
No, for real, that's definitely happened. But yeah, regular people are boring.
But that is about all the time we have left here on Major PG.
Hell yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for coming out, Miss Sam Gordon.
Yeah.
You can follow her on Just What Sam Said on the gram, on the Twitter, on everything in Twitter as well.
In betwixt.
I'll be black, if that's all white with you.
It's all white with me, baby.
Just it's all white, trust me.
Everything's white.
All white, everything.
Thank you.